Do you need help for Azur Lane? Discord.gg/Ander. Do you want a Sandy cult and other cults and stuff to go and do stuff like cult stuff? Discord.gg/Ander. Join my Discord. Hey, hey, I'm Ander, or FBI Open Up on the Lexington server, and today we're going to be going over the brand new PR3 update. In this video, I'll be going over the newly added features that came with this update, as well as taking a look at the 5 brand new PR ships and giving my humble opinion on them. Let's get started. Starting with the lightest stuff of the update, when you go to shop, and then you go to click on new skins for some reason. But actually, there's only one new skin, and that's just this really nice Seattle one. For some reason, she has some Azur Lane tattoo on her left boob, but we don't question the artists, so there you go. Sunfish spell Seattle. Next up on the list is when you click on Lab, we're going to start getting into some research stuff. First off, in PR2, okay, let's just go to PR2. The normal PR2 ships, Seattle, Georgia, Kitakaze, and Gascon, all have a Fate Simulation now. The 2 Rainbow Decisive ones, Azuma and FDG, still do not have one, but if you do have your other normal PR2 ship, like those 4 that I mentioned, they now have a Fate Simulation option that you can now use once your ship gets to development level 30. Kitakaze's max Fate Simulation is kind of mediocre, but the better thing is that she gets luck, so then she's going to actually be able to hit things a lot more consistently. Basically, Kitakaze only gets some damage taken thing less, and her other thing, her torpedo barrage thing, now is at 8 hits instead of 10. But let me go and just real quick feed all my blueprints to my lovely Kitakaze right here. So yeah, that's very nice to have. Moving into this very nice list of PR1 quality of life changes, first up, if you go to the Research Academy, you're going to notice a new little bar right here on the bottom right, where there's something called the catch-up system in place now. Whenever you go and complete a research mission now, if you go and click one of these PR1 ships, you can actually get some bonus extra PR1 blueprints for that particular ship. So for instance, when I go and finish this research right here, I'm not only going to get the regular rewards from this project, but I'm also going to get, in addition, some extra bonus rune blueprints. Now through this system, that is only available for PR1s, and you can only get a max of 300 total PR1 extra blueprints from this system. So be sure to go and pick whatever ship you are actually going to be using, because it takes one heck of a lot of blueprints to go and fully limit break and Fate Simulation someone. Back on the home screen now, you can find in the top middle of your screen, there are some new rookie training missions that you can find here. Completing these will go and grant you a particular reward called the Combat Data Pack. In order to go and use this, you'd have to go to your depot after you claim it, and you can do 2 different things with it. You can either use it to go and supplement 10,000 XP for a particular PR1 ship requirement, as you will need like 3 million for that requirement to do, or if you already have all your PR1 ships or just don't want to do that, you can click Analyze and turn your combat data packs into Prototype Core, which you can go to the shop and then into the Prototype tab in order to go and spend your prototype core for some extra blueprints or for some weapon blueprints too. Continuing on in the PR1 quality of life department, when you click Lab and then Shipyard and head on over to PR1 real quick, you are going to find that the XP requirement for unlocking these ships have now changed. Instead of only being able to go and be restricted to a certain amount of ship classes, like for example Izumo used to be only battleships, battle monitors, and battle cruisers, it is now just a blanket statement just like PR2 of either main fleet or vanguard fleet now. So this will go and let you go and accumulate XP much faster, as you can use a lot more ships for this. So for instance, if you were grinding for Rune, you only would have been able to use light cruisers and heavy cruisers, but now you can use destroyers like Z23/Nimi, which will make your grind so much easier, and I really envy you for whoever is actually grinding Rune right now. Now one quick last thing before we get into the new PR3 Ship Reviews, when you click Build and then Exchange, when you go to the Items tab, apparently they were supposed to go and replace the PR1 blueprints, the individual ones at least, with a just general PR1 blueprint. So basically you can now pick the ship that you want to have the blueprint for PR1, but I think it's a little bit too early because the store didn't refresh yet, and there is still just a regular individual Ibuki blueprint sitting right here. Along with that, I think they actually are going to have PR2 blueprints in here as well, so check your metal shop every now and then to go and get a couple of these blueprints for your ships. Now for the moment you've been waiting for, here are the new PR3 ship reviews. Starting off, we have Cheshire right here. She is the British heavy cruiser equivalent of San Diego, but much tankier, and also having some kick-in AA stats. She and Drake have my two favorite PR3 ship designs. And back on topic, let's just go and have this play in the background. So, she is just like San Diego. She has super good anti-air, but pretty trash torpedoes. Her first skill, called Grin and Fire, decreases the amount of damage that she takes by 15%. Similar to Jinsu's skill, she also gets a special barrage that activates every 12 seconds in battle. So right here it should activate Grin and Fire. She shoots a couple of cat paws in the sky, as you can see. And her second skill, Bounce Right Back, significantly lowers the loading time of her first torpedo salvo, which is I guess okay, but she does have really bad torpedo stat anyway. But it also raises Cheshire's firepower, evasion, and anti-air by a maximum of 15% when she takes damage. Well, there is... okay, and that's her all-out assault right there. Overall, she's going to rival San Diego in the anti-air department, while also being much tankier than Sandy. So basically, she actually might even be an upgrade to San Diego, so she's very, very good. I'd probably farm for her right after I speedrun through Champagne's PR research, but until then, here is Cheshire and her cat paw made tendencies in battle. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that her second skill, Bounce Right Back, it has a chance of proccing 15% whenever she takes damage, and it only increases it by 5% every single time, but it can stack 3 times. So if it stacks 3 times, then it's a maximum of 15%, and yeah. That was a little bit complicated of wording, but hopefully it's kind of clear. Anyway, that's their battle complete, and that is Cheshire. Next up on the list is yet another Royal Navy heavy cruiser, who is also only the only Rainbow Decisive Rarity PR3 ship at this moment. She is Drake, and she has some very balanced stats with some good offense and defense. Now, first up, her first skill, the Fearless Privateer, gives some steroids to her built-in secondary gun. It increases that built-in secondary gun's crit rate by 50%, and it gives an ammo buff to it. Personally, I have zero clue what that ammo buff means, but it's probably a good thing. Additionally, when Drake uses a normal or HE ammo gun, she turns it into a special HE, which once again, I have zero clue whether or not that's a good thing, but generally speaking, heavy cruisers are much better off with AP guns, but she could maybe be an exception like St. Louis and Atago. Her second skill, Flintlock Burst, has a brand new mechanic. She fires a barrage every 20 seconds and heals for 15% of the damage dealt, so in the next 3 seconds we're going to see it again. Now here's Flintlock Burst, pew! Anyway, it massively increases her survivability, especially if she hits a lot of enemies with this barrage, and her barrage is amazing as well, as you just saw, so dealing a lot of damage with it to go and heal for a lot will be no problem at all. Additionally, Drake also gets a firepower and anti-air stat boost of a maximum of 15% when she sinks an enemy ship, and these two skills are very well rounded, as you can see, and Drake will definitely be a great heavy cruiser. So let's just go and wait until she finishes the battle up real quick. Her barrage is actually very excellent right there. Her all-out assault is also excellent too. And there is Drake for you. Very good ship. Now for the third PR3 ship, we've got Mainz. Mainz is one of the very few Ironblood light cruisers in the game, and she is going to be an absolutely amazing addition to the faction. Her first skill, well, let's go and get into a battle real quick. Her first skill, Retaliatory Shield, gives her a shield that blocks 6 shells every 15 seconds. Now, if it is broken, then Mainz will fire a special barrage, as well as buffing her firepower and accuracy by 8% for a max of 16% if the skill procs twice. Her second skill, Augzigwogen, which Google translated into balanced, is in fact pretty balanced. If Mainz is in the leftmost tank position, she will get a considerable survival boost. Her speed is going to be increased by 5%, the evasion is going to be increased by 12%, and her damage taken is going to be decreased by 15% for the first 30 seconds. So as you can see in this battle, she is currently having that buff right now. But if she is not in the front position, she gets offensive boosts. Mainz will get a 25% crit damage increase, and she also gets a 70% chance to proc another barrage every 15 seconds. That will be your ideal placement for Mainz since her offensive boosts greatly outweigh the defensive boosts, and Mainz will be very good and absolutely insane for any Ironblood fleet. The fact that she is a light cruiser makes her damage very consistent, and if she's buffed by Bismarck, she's going to be even better. She's an amazing ship. Onto the second Ironblood addition to PR3, we have Odin. Now Odin is a very interesting Ironblood battleship who honestly has the coolest barrage ever. Her first skill, Mimir's Keen Eyes, puts her in a very weird position, which is in front of the flagship. Now since she is in front of the flagship, she's actually going to be closer to the enemies, which will mean that she is going to be able to shoot the enemy ships similar to Bismarck's ability. So as you can see right there, she's actually shooting the enemies with her AP secondary gun. Now she also gets a sonar scan every 15 seconds, which reveals enemy submarines, and that decreases your Vanguard's damage taken by 15% for 10 seconds, and right there was her barrage, which is the cool one. Her second skill, the barrage, gives Odin a 75% chance to go and deal a special barrage every 18 seconds, which, as you saw, shoots a massive lightning bolt that deals AP damage, and it looks incredibly cool. Now, maybe it might proc again, but we're not too sure about that. Anyway, Odin, oh, there it is. Oh my gosh, that thunderbolt is so cool. Anyway, Odin will be pretty decent as she has Tirpitz's torpedoes and Bismarck's secondary gun. Overall, she's going to be like tier 1 due to her lower damage compared to other ships, but she is still a very good ship nonetheless. That's Odin for you. Finally, last but not least, we have this very sleepy girl right here, Champagne, who is our final PR3 ship. She is another Iris Librish battleship, making her extremely strong when paired with Richelieu. Her abilities are quite strong as well, as she has access to not one but 2 barrages. Her first skill gives her a permanent 40% reload buff to her main guns, allowing her to reload much faster. Well, in the battle simulations the reload is increased a little bit, so do keep that in mind. She doesn't fire this fast in real life, but you can go and see as this is a lot faster than normal. She gets also a small AP barrage every time she fires that main gun salvo, as you can see right there, so that'll be spammed quite frequently due to her significantly reduced reload time. Champagne also gets a secondary barrage that procs every 20 seconds right there, and it's very similar to a normal triple AP gun salvo. So Champagne's second skill is also really long, and when she uses an HE main gun, she gets a 5% firepower boost, 15% anti-air boost, and does more damage to heavy armor. This will make her be able to deal good damage to any armor type, so it is ideal to use HE guns on her for everything other than Chapter 13, because every single boss in Chapter 13 is AP, well no, they have heavy armor, so AP would work better for them. And when Champagne uses an AP gun, she instead gets a 5% firepower boost, 15% reload boost, and 20% crit rate boost. Ideally, the only time you'd use an AP gun is for Chapter 13, but the French fleet kind of struggles on Chapter 13 due to their generally low anti-air stat. The last part of that skill gives further emphasis to Champagne's sideline roll with Richelieu, as you can see right here. When it is over 75% health, she actually absorbs 50% of the damage taken from the flagship, and when she's under 75% health, she instead increases her own evasion and accuracy by 15%. Champagne seems like a very good ship, and with Richelieu, she could be insanely good. In an all-French fleet, she could probably take the place of Jean Bart or Gascon if you just want more consistent damage, and since she is Iris Libra, she does get that 6% extra damage boost from Richelieu, compared to Jean Bart and Gascon, who got the 6% damage reduction. With those PR3 ship reviews finished, that will bring an end to this PR3 update overview. As always, if you found this information helpful, consider dropping a like and subscribing. Don't forget to press that notification bell for my future uploads as well. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions that need to be answered, and I'll try my best to reply. If you're interested, you can always join my Discord server if you need any advice, or just want a place to relax. That'll be all for this video, so I'll catch you guys next time. Bye! This video was sponsored by BlueStacks, a free Android emulator that you can use to play anime mobile games such as Azur Lane on your computer instead. I personally use it to record these YouTube videos, to save my phone from overheating when I'm grinding for hours on end, and so that I can achieve better quality gameplay. If you're interested, you can download BlueStacks through my referral link that you can find in either the description or the pinned comment below, and this will also be able to support the channel as well. See you guys in the video.